Well, let's just take this time to drop in right where we are. So you might close your eyes, find a little bit of stillness, check in with the breath, notice any stories that are here with us right now. And then as you're ready, we can begin to welcome in some movement. So you might be seated, you might stand up, you might lie down. Just check in with what your body's really wanting right now. And today we're focusing on freedom. So you might ask the question, what feels the most like freedom in my body right now? So I'm going to stand up, and you might shake out your hands and feet, just letting go of anything extra, anything that's not needed right now, extra energy, extra tension, extra excitement. You might rub your hands together, and then starting at the low back with the pelvis. So you might explore with rubbing or tapping or movement. Maybe you close your eyes and just feel the shape of your pelvis. Just noticing the weight of this area, any sensations right here in the central part of the body, and feeling our connection with the ground. You might rub your hands up and down the spine. Maybe shaking out the hands and feet again. You might rub them together. And then bringing the hands over the eyes. Just checking in with this whole area of the face, letting go of any extra stress or tension all around the eyes, around the jaw. And then taking your own time, following your rhythm, checking in with your entire body from the head down to the feet. So you might rub your scalp, noticing the breath here, feeling the ears, maybe giving the ears a little pull in different directions, opening and closing the jaw a few times, exploring the full expanse of the arms, noticing all the ways that the arms, the shoulders, the fingers can move. So offering the whole body some touch, some awareness, some movement, just feeling what it feels like to be in this body right here, right now. And you might close your eyes and go inwards. No need to follow what I'm doing, just check in with what feels good to you. You might give yourself a belly massage, feeling the ribs, the back body, and then checking in with the legs, maybe shaking out the legs, noticing the ankles and feet and toes. And then you might warm up the hips a bit, with small circles or gentle movements. And then welcoming any last wiggles, any last stretch. Just noticing what your body feels called to do right now. And then slowly transitioning to a place where we can find more stillness. So you might sit on a pillow or a chair. Maybe you lie down with pillows and blankets. So just giving yourself time to find your way there, exploring through the transition. And then you might close your eyes, you might rock your pelvis back and forth, forward and back, side to side. Noticing the length of the spine, the weight of the head. And then bringing the attention to the breath. Letting go of the jaw. Relaxing the shoulders down and softening the belly. And you might bring the idea of freedom into this moment of stillness, just noticing if there are places in the body that feel free, if there's any more space that's wanted or freedom of movement in the breath. So we might explore with tiny adjustments to allow more space in the shoulders, to allow the spine to be longer. Really let go of any tension in the belly and the pelvic floor. And just noticing the natural, effortless nature of breath. Allowing breath to fill us up. Allowing breath to completely empty, letting go. Feeling the support of the ground. Allowing the stability of the ground to hold us. And allowing complete freedom and the mobility of breath. finding that place where we're really held by the ground, held by the movement of breath, allowing the waves to travel in and out. Letting go of any extra effort. Feeling how the breath massages the whole inside of our body, finding gentle movement in hips and spine, belly, pelvis. Letting go of any need to do anything. Just right here, right now. Giving ourselves the gift of this time to practice the subtle art of being right here in this moment, in this spot. Noticing the sensations in the skin, the temperature of the air, how our clothing feels, our connection with the ground, or with our pillows or on the couch. Noticing the taste inside the mouth. The sensations inside the nose, and the throat. Any smells or sounds that were the sounds of breath, the subtle movements. And noticing thoughts as they come and go. Just letting them flow by like clouds in the sky. No need to push them away. And when we find ourselves following a story, just coming back to the sensations of the breath right now. Noticing the full expanse of the chest, shoulders, space in the body. Length in the spine. Spaciousness around the eyes. Around the jaw. The jaw is soft. Relaxing the belly. Finding spaciousness, freedom in this moment of having nothing to do. Nowhere else to go. Just being right here, right now. And then just following the next 3 breaths. Finding some sensuality in the body and being free. Allowing ourselves to find pleasure right here, right where we are. The pleasure of stillness. The pleasure of slowing down. Of having nothing else to do. The pleasure in these incredible thoughts. Allowing the mind to slow down. And then slowly, as you're ready, beginning to bring in more movement. Just giving yourself this freedom right now, the freedom of movement. Slowing down, checking in with what feels really yummy for you right now. So you may close your eyes and just allow the body to begin to move. It can be really slow, the movements can be really small. No need to push. And no pressure to do anything in particular. Maybe exploring the weight of the head. Exploring tiny circles in the shoulders or the spine. And really giving ourselves this time to listen to how the body wants to move. Any places wanting more space, wanting more freedom, wanting to explore. Maybe stretching the arms out long, overhead or wide. And you might check in with any places where the breath would like more space to move. And noticing as we stretch the arms out wide or overhead. Maybe there's a tiny bit more space for the breath to fill us up. Maybe exploring with the jaw. Could there be more freedom in the jaw? So you might allow the head to fall back a tiny bit, allowing the jaw to open. And seeing if we can really follow the breath with all of these movements. So we might explore with scrunching the face up a little bit. Finding this prune face all scrunched up. Raisin face, scrunching up the eyes, the nose, the mouth. And then opening everything up, letting the tongue come out. Opening the eyes wide. You might explore that again, scrunching the face up, smudging up the nose, the mouth, the eyes. And then finding this gargoyle face. It may feel really silly. Maybe there's a really playful, wild face that you might explore here. And maybe we try this one more time, smudging up the face, getting that scrunched up, raisin face, prune face, letting the face get really tight. And then opening it all up, letting out a big breath, maybe a big sigh. As we explore this silly, funny, wild gargoyle face. Noticing how far down the spine we can feel that movement in the face, in the jaw, in the breath. Maybe we try it one more time if that felt good to you, and exploring any small or big, slow or fast movements in the shoulders, in the spine, just noticing the impact of this silly face. So scrunching up the face one more time if that feels right for you. And then letting it all go, opening up in the jaw and the eyes. And letting out a big breath, just feeling the impact in the belly, the connection all the way down the spine to the pelvis. And we might explore opening the arms out wide here. Maybe there's a big hug. Maybe we want to squeeze the arms in towards the body. And then maybe we want to open the arms up again. You might continue with this exploration. You might scrunch up the face as the arms come in for a big hug. Maybe letting the head fall down towards the arms a little bit. And then we might open up wide, opening up the whole face, letting the head fall back. And then maybe exploring that one more time. Maybe smudging in even further, scrunching in towards the belly a little bit. And then opening up the whole upper body, the whole face. And letting it go with a big, silly gargoyle breath. And then noticing if you want to do that one more time, or maybe you want to take a pause here. Following your own rhythm. So you might close your eyes. And just noticing anything that's changed just from these small movements. And then if you haven't paused yet, you might take a moment to pause. And then continuing in your own way, in your own time, to explore these movements of opening, letting the spine fall back a little bit, letting the head fall back. And then maybe we give ourselves a big, big hug here, and we curl all the way in towards our bellies, and we scrunch up our face, turning the whole body into a little raisin or a prune. And then opening it all up, letting the tongue fall out if that feels good, and letting it all go with a big breath. And then if you like, you might explore with some big circles with the spine. Just finding some freedom in the spine. You might close your eyes here. Follow the breath. So notice if you're holding your breath or if there's any resistance, and just letting the movement be slower, smaller, letting it be really easy. So just following some circles in the spine in one direction and then in the other direction, noticing the connection with the ribs, noticing the connection with the head. Maybe the head wants to get in on some of these big circles. Allowing the breath to be free to move throughout the body. And then we might take a moment to pause. Maybe bringing one hand to the chest, one hand to the belly. Just noticing the breath here. Noticing any small changes in the body, in the mind, in this short time. And then if you'd like, we can follow these similar movements in a different position. So you might explore lying down on your back or on your side, or sitting if you've been lying down, or maybe you explore with standing. So just taking a moment here to check in, you might close your eyes, follow your breath, and again, just feel what feels the most like freedom in my body right here, right now, and following that. So allowing there to be a transition, really following this transition. No need to push, no need to rush. So once you've found your way, just exploring here, finding your connection with the ground, feeling your spine, feeling the movement of breath, maybe rocking the pelvis forward and back, side to side. And then you might explore smudging up the face in this new position, scrunching up the face like a little raisin, and then letting it all go. Finding that gargoyle face, letting yourself be silly. And then you might curl in towards yourself, hugging your arms around yourself, scrunching up the face. And then letting it all go, finding openness in the arms and the chest. And letting the tongue come out. Finding space around the eyes, noticing any connection down through the spine, through the belly, through the pelvis. Maybe exploring this one more time, giving yourself a big hug, scrunching the face in, maybe rolling in towards your belly. And then finding space, opening the arms out wide. Finding space in the throat, in the chest. Finding freedom in the breath, in the body. And then taking a moment to pause here, closing the eyes. Feeling the breath as it travels in and out, all around the body. Letting go of any extra effort, any extra tension. Letting ourselves be held by the ground, held by the breath. If it feels interesting to you, you might stretch the arms out overhead. Maybe exploring the raisin gargoyle face with the arms going up overhead. And we might try hugging the arms in one more time. Exploring, going in towards the belly, in towards the center of the face. And then as we let go, maybe let the arms go up overhead. Maybe there's a little wiggle in the pelvis, a wiggle in the spine. As we let go in the jaw, letting go all around the eyes. And then pausing. Just noticing any sensation that we're aware of, any changes that we've cultivated in this short time in the body. In the mind. And then slowly transitioning to coming back together. Maybe rolling to the side if we're lying on our back, or following any wiggles, any movements. If we're lying on the side, lying on our, we're standing up. Any movements that want to happen from sitting, just following this transition. Coming back together. Maybe the mind has slowed. Maybe it feels like we're more in our bodies, in this space, right where we are. Just taking this moment to pause, notice what we're feeling. Maybe the breath has more freedom to move. And we might close our eyes, following 3 breaths, letting ourselves integrating the stillness, integrating